What's going on, y'all, man? It's your boy DP, and I have no other than my girl Shania Ray on today's podcast. What's going on, Shania?
What's up? How are you?
Can't complain. But before I get started, this podcast is brought to you guys by the Heat Challenge. The Heat Challenge is a 6-week fitness transformation challenge built to help you develop lasting nutrition and exercise habits. Over the course of 6 weeks, 5 winners with the most significant transformation will be paid $5,000 each, totaling $25,000 total. You can sign up today by going to www.heatextreme.com. That's HEATXTREME.com to reserve your spot. That is the best online program in the nation, hands down. And since we've added Shania, it's began to be that much better. Welcome.
Thank you.
So a lot of people want to know, who's Shania? Where is this girl coming from? What's your backstory? Like what's going on? What got you to this point? What got you into fitness? Did you do anything before then? Talk to us.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm a former Division I basketball player. Went to top high schools for sports. Was always active. Fitness always has played a big role in my life. But so I went to West Virginia. I played basketball there. Had a successful college career. Had the option to play overseas and possibly the WNBA, but it just wasn't for me. Basketball was something that I did because I had the talent to do it. It was a passion at one point, but I think my passion was more in giving back. I decided not to go the professional basketball route. I ventured a little bit into the whole law field. I majored in criminology. So at one point I was like, okay, I want to be a lawyer. Worked at a law firm right out of college. Was, studying for my LSAT, doing the whole law school thing. And I was like, you know what, this ain't for me. This 9 to 5 ain't for me. You're so used to having a flexible but structured schedule when you play sports. So the fact that I had to be in the office from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and even when I was off of work, I wasn't really off. It just wasn't for me. So I was like, okay, what can I do that isn't foreign to me, that I'm used to doing, where I can help give back to people and kind of keep the same thing I've had going on since college. And that's when fitness came about.
And that's what's up. It sounds like we kind of have the same back end story. I was a Division II All-American and went to the University of Findlay and had a chance to go overseas, play basketball, ended up breaking my hand a week before and never looked back. I got a job at Lowe's in their management program, worked my way up to operations manager within 7 years, and I was the youngest operations manager for a distribution center at the age of, I want to say, 24. And ended up getting fired from there. Went to work at Home Depot for about a year and got fired from there. And I guess they were just trying to let me know that your boy was too good to be working at Home Depot and Lowe's. So I had to, figure something else out. And I went into fitness, and it started off at, I was making close to 6 figures a year as a distribution manager, and then losing my job, and my first client was paying me $30 a month.
Yeah, and gotta start all over.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. So it was a humbling experience, a humbling transition from, working and receiving a paycheck to now working and relying solely on yourself for your income. Mind you, my son was about to be born. I was released in November of 2012. Denham was born April of 2013. So halfway into the pregnancy, I'm like no job, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm the breadwinner of the house, and I turned to fitness, which is like I said, I think it's a unique story as both coming from a basketball background, and I can definitely relate when you say you were kind of just. I don't think people understand like from high school to college the difference of demand that they put on you, the difference of, it seems like the fun of it is taken out.
For sure.
And
100%.
Yeah, like I know my senior year, I was really on the verge of quitting, just, quitting. I was just burnt out. My coach, I literally felt like I had to prove something to him every single time I stepped on the floor. And it just became like, I just hated it. Like I did not want to play basketball no more. Well, I did not want to play. Yeah, I just really didn't want to play basketball no more. Like I still want to play, pickup games and summer league games and things like that. But I'm like, if this is what's going to be like on the next level, I'm good. Like I am.
It's actually, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy you say that because when I was in high school, like it was so fun. Like basketball was so fun for me. Like I saw it long term. I couldn't actually picture myself without basketball in my life. And then, as I got to college and it was cool, the whole experience of just being away and, being on your own and stuff, that was cool. But the basketball aspect of it, the structure outside of the competition was just completely draining. And it made it seem like it was more of a job than it was, something that you enjoy doing. And that's honestly where I started losing my passion for the game. I did it because, it got me free school and it got me a scholarship and my mom didn't have to pay for college. And as a woman, I already knew that, there's a chance that I'm not going to go the pro route. And even if I do, I'm not going to be able to get paid like the men do. So I always took academics serious. So, my whole time, as bad as I wanted to say, okay, like, maybe this isn't for me, I knew that, I was getting a free ride. I was getting a scholarship and that meant more to me. And that's actually what kept me pushing. But the fun, like the fun in sports, the passion and, the want to actually like play and compete like that. I mean, I think anyone can vouch for this, but it literally just goes out the window once you take that next step from high school to college.
Yeah, it definitely was. And the funny thing, like I said, my senior year, I was just going back and forth between figuring out, do I want to play basketball still, or am I just going to, wrap up the last bit of my semester? So I ended up taking, I want to say 20, it was some crazy number, either 24 or in between 24 and 28 credits. Like I had a full load my senior year.
Dang.
I was trying to get the hell up out of school. Like I am getting out of here. I'm not doing no summer school. And I graduated with 2 degrees, but like my senior year, I just put everything on my shoulders. And I ended up being All-American on the court and All-American off the court for my grades my senior year. And like I said, when it came to, I had a chance to go overseas and to breaking my hand. And that was the first time I've ever broke a bone in my body. The first time, and I broke it playing basketball.
Crazy. That's crazy.
We're playing at the YMCA. I jump up to get a rebound. The other guy jumps up to get a rebound, and as he's coming down, I'm still going up, and my hand was in his back, and his weight coming down and my pressure or force going up caused me to break the middle of my hand on my index finger. So it snapped. And it was like, you know what, maybe this is a sign. I'm done with basketball, kind of anyway. And I really didn't want to go overseas. So I'm like, I want to go overseas. I ain't know nobody. Nobody speak
Yeah.
English.
It's
Like,
That's crazy. Like it's crazy how similar our stories are. So
yeah.
I left this part out, but I went to Florida State out of high school, and Florida State, it was 14 hours away from home driving. The flights were like you couldn't find a flight under $1,000 because the airport was so small. So I actually transferred because it was so far. So the idea of going overseas for me was like, it didn't even sit well. Like, it wasn't even a thought because I was like, if I transferred from an in-state school that was 14-hour drive, what makes you think I can go to another country and be away from my family? But my senior year as well. So I actually graduated a year early. I finished school my junior year of college, like my undergrad. So I actually have 2 degrees as well. I started my master's my junior year. And then my senior year, I ended up spraining my MCL. So I had a
Mm.
grade 2 tear. I played my whole senior year with that injury. And we didn't have another point guard, so it was literally only me. So I kept pushing and pushing and pushing myself. And quite frankly, I was ready for the season to be over because every day it was just like, dang, like I know I have to, me playing and me risking, playing on a sprained MCL, like it could just tear and then I'm done and I could be, damaged for the rest of my life.
Right.
But it was a sacrifice I was willing to make. And so by the time my last game of my senior year, I was just like, thank you. Like it was just the best feeling ever. Seniors cry. I did not shed
Right.
a tear. I was like,
I'm ready to
I'm
go.
done. I'm done playing through this pain. I'm done. I'm done with school. I mean, it was just like a relief. So yeah, I mean, it is crazy how similar our journeys are. And a lot of people actually don't have that story, so it's crazy.
Yeah, and this is actually first time us actually talking about our backstory. Like I said, when
I
you start
know.
talking, I'm like, damn, that sounds like my backstory. So I think that's
Yeah, that's
pretty dope.
wild.
And I think it's good for our viewers and our listeners to know who we are, know where we come from, know where this mindset that we have comes from. And I think playing a sport actually conditions you for a fitness or a lifestyle, because there's going to be some type of discipline you have to have. You're going to have some type of structure. You're going to have some type of commitment. You're going to have to understand what hard work looks like. You're going to have to understand when you go into the gym or when you're working out, what pushing through looks like. And I think coming from an athletic background, these things become second nature. Being when you're
Mhm.
tired and working out and you hear somebody say push through, you know what that means, put it in second gear, and when you're just
Yep.
ready to give up and you got to, give it your all and leave it all on the floor, you know what that means. You know what I'm saying? It's time to turn it up. We in the fourth quarter. So I think for us being in those roles, and being able to understand those roles and witness those roles and been doing that for so long, it gives us that much more of an influence on our followers to know, like, hey, we know what you're going through. We know what it feels like when you feel like you're dying and you feel like you can't move any further. You've hit the wall and you're just tired. You want to give up. Like, we know that. We know it oh too well. And
Yep.
that's why we're always letting you guys know, push through, push past your limit. Your body can do a lot more than what you think you can. You just
Hmm.
got to keep pushing. So I think that both of us coming from that type of background is great because we can relate. We're not talking to you guys from a place of unawareness. We're talking to you guys from a place that we know far too well.
Experience. Yeah, it's experience.
Yeah.
And like, I'm definitely grateful for, the opportunity I had to play college sports in Division 1 at that. Um, because it does instill those morals in you. And once you have those things in you, when you have those traits and those characteristics, you literally can be successful at anything. Like it could be something you've never done before. And you like, well, I know I got to be disciplined. I know I got to work hard. I know it's not going to be easy. I know I got to be a leader. I know all these things that are going to help make me successful. So because I already have these things instilled in my mind, this is what I've been taught. Even outside of college sports, this is what any athlete, and a lot of times parents teach you these things, but this is what I'm taught. So like, I know if I put these pieces together, then I can be successful at anything I do. And I think that's where a lot of people's fitness journeys start. And so
Right.
speaking of that, actually, I got into fitness. You know, obviously being fit, being active, being in shape was always something that I was used to. But after college, my mom, she was overweight. So part of the reason I transferred from Florida State as well is because she had thyroid issues, and she at one point had a cancerous mass in her throat. And you know, she was overweight. She was touching 300 pounds. She may have gotten over that at one point, but, you know, the doctor just told her, you know, things aren't looking good for you. So after I had graduated college, I started investing in my mother. And it was like, okay, like, you know, being away, being in school for 4 years, like, I only saw her maybe 2 weeks total out of the year outside of her coming to my games, which she would come up if I had a game on Wednesday because I was that close at West Virginia. She would drive up 3 hours and drive back right after the game. So I only got to see her like 2 weeks total out of the whole year, including so one week I got, well, like 3 days I got Christmas break. And then I got like a week in the summer before I had to do summer sessions to go back to school. So um,
Exactly.
after college, I was like, you know what? Like, I don't like my mom looking like this. I know she doesn't like how she looks. I know she doesn't feel well. And I know the doctors told her no matter how hard she tries, she can't lose weight because of her thyroid issues. But we're going to try
Mhm.
it out. We're going to see, like, is this true or is this just what they're telling her? So we started small. We started doing just a little bit of cardio, and it was just walking because she wasn't active. So it was walking. And this is someone that played high school basketball. She was active her whole childhood. She did have kids young. She had 3 kids by 19. So that kind of put a hold on her life. But this is someone that
Right.
wasn't foreign to being in shape. So, you know, we started small when I graduated. Got her walking on the treadmill just a little, got her doing little by little. And before you know it, after 1 month, she was down 40 pounds. And we were like,
That's what's up.
the doctor said, what? Like, you can't lose what? And so after seeing that and after her seeing, you know, it wasn't just how she physically, you know, seeing herself, her aesthetic, it was how she felt. She felt better. She didn't feel sick. She didn't get up like, dang, I gotta get up today. Or she didn't go to sleep knowing like, dang, you know, I am this weight. I may not wake up, you know? So we kept going, and, you know, in about 7 months, she was down 100 pounds, and she's still going. I weigh 170 now. She weighs 180. So to
That's
go from,
crazy.
yeah, so to go from a little over 300, um, to, you know, now she obviously, you know, when you lose a lot of weight, you got loose skin, whatever, but to change your whole, body into, you know, she's a little over 40. So to do that at that age and to see how you look, you feel, and to know that you added a few more years onto your life by just being healthy and living healthy, like that became my why. And that was the reason why I was like, you know what, if I could help my mom without having any structure, any rhyme of reason, just literally applying what I'm used to doing and applying, you know, all that I've known and I've learned in these last 4 years of college. If I could do that with her, then I know I could put something together, put a program together, gain a little more knowledge about nutrition, about, you know, certain things, body types, and I could help more people. So, you know, when you have a why and when you have something that drives you, like literally the sky's the limit. So that's actually how I really got into fitness and doing fitness as a business and helping people. Um, and, just trying to be the best version of myself in order to help those people.
I think that's a great story, and I think that when you can identify your why and really know that your why is much greater than you, and like you said, your why was your mom. You wanted to see her living a healthier life, being able to be here for the long term, to be able to see you get married, you have kids, you growing up and things of that nature. So you helped her lose over 100 pounds. I think that that's awesome. A lot of people have to have a why. And I kind of said that yesterday, that your why uh, has to weigh more than your excuses. It has to outshadow your excuses by any means, or you're going to fail, because that goal that you're trying to hit, there's no excuse that should be able to get in the way of you hitting your goal. So I think that that's great to know that, your whole reasoning was your mom, and that got you into this whole influencer and training background.
Mm-hmm.
What got you, how do I want to say this? How did you start gaining traction on your social media account?
So it actually, in high school, I had about 20 to 30,000 followers. I came
Oh, you was
from,
popping.
not really, but no. So I played on, we were the number one high school in the country at one point in basketball. So, being in that spotlight young and, uh, me and my friend, actually my former teammate named Chloe, we were known as the dynamic duo. So we gained a lot of attention in high school. I think between the two of us, we were averaging almost like 60 points a game. So it kind of, yeah, so it kind of started there. And then, we played on national television. Then when I got to college, just, it's weird to kind of say this, but people don't see feminine women playing, basketball. Well, back then they didn't see it as much as they are seeing it now. So kind of being a feminine figure that was a little talented. I mean, I was talented, not a little, but being talented, people kind of gravitated towards me, that way, because they're like, okay, this girl, she actually looks like a woman, which is sad to say, but and she's good. She's not, men or people don't want to watch that, and it sucks, but that's the reality of it. And so that was kind of how I gained traction. So when I finished college, I had about maybe 140,000, 120,000 followers, and then the last 2, 3 years, just posting quality content. I went from a number of things. I went from trying to be a little pretty little thing model, because that's what every Instagram girl is offered. And then into, okay, I'm not just going to put out here what people want to see. I'm going to put out here what I want people to see. So when I started really putting out there what I wanted people to see, how I wanted to be represented, is when I actually got more of a following, because people saw the authentic side of me, and they weren't just like, okay, this is a girl that, she knows she has a good physique, so she posts that, or she knows she has a cute little face, so she posts that. No, this is a girl that actually has substance to her life. She does this, she does that. She's a basketball player. She's athletic. She's into fitness. She cares about her family. She's in a relationship. So when I actually put that out there and was less worried about, what I thought people wanted to see, is when, my followers just started taking off. And I became more of an influence. So that's kind of my background with my following. It kind of just happened randomly. I didn't really see it happening. At one point, I was just getting like thousands of followers a day, and I'm like, what the heck? But yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah, so that's it.
So being, and this is, I guess I've never heard anybody speak on this, on me personally, but being a former basketball player, and being feminine and being a female, did you deal with any type of negative feedback or pushback or uh, any type of challenges or obstacles where people weren't taking you serious because,
Yep.
you're this pretty girl that can play basketball, or you're this pretty girl, can you play basketball? Or were you ever in situations where, you were in questionable situations with teammates because,
hmm
some of them may have been looking at you for other reasons and
Yeah.
things, and they're like, how did that go, playing basketball for you?
Yeah. I mean, in high school, I kind of fell into that trap of, oh, I play basketball. I have gay teammates. So, let me experiment, uh, with females. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that it seems like it's normal when you're going through it because everyone else around you is either gay or they're a little more dominant, and so you want to kind of fit in. So I went through that phase in high school, and then in college, um, you know, there's gay. Most of your teammates are going to be gay, right, in college.
Right.
So um, kind of establishing myself early, like, look, like I respect y'all. I could I could play just like y'all. We both have that. When I get on the court, my demeanor is completely different. Like a lot of times people say like you play like a dude, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what did you think I was gonna come out here and run with my hair, my ponytail flicking, and like, cause I played with nails on, so opponents would always look at me like this girl got long nails on. She think like she not good. Like she can't play. She got nails on. She got her eyelashes done. She got her hair up in a sleek bun. Like she ain't ready to play. And then I gained a
Right.
lot of respect when I did have those things. I did have my nails and I did have my lashes and I did have my hair pulled back. And I was about that. Like at halftime, I would go brush my hair back because I'm like, I don't want to be out here looking crazy. Like I'm a woman at the end of the day. So, um, after people started seeing like, oh, she could really ball, like you gain a lot of respect. Um, I did play a couple pickup games with some WNBA players and stuff where, they would kind of feel like, when I walked in the gym, like, you ain't know what they were saying, whether they were talking like, oh, she's cute or, oh, she, she ain't nothing. She ain't like, we ain't got to worry about her. So they would stick like, the worst person on me mid game, they will have to switch up and, mid pickup game, they will have to switch up, put a different player on me. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know why people underestimate me, but I mean, I like it. I'll let y'all do what y'all want until y'all figure out that, okay, she can really play. She's not just a face. But I did have a few different experiences and it sucks, but it's, the world we live in, you have to gain respect in anything you do. So it pushes you harder because it's like, okay, like I know they're going to underestimate me. So let me show them, what I'm about and gain my respect that way rather than just walk in the gym and people bow down to me because they know who I am. Like I was always a person that I like being the underdog. I like being like underestimated because you got to use that to your power. So I was, I think with anything, any feminine woman, it still goes on now in basketball. Like you're gonna get bullied in a way. You're gonna get, looked at different. You're gonna get judged. You're gonna get kind of drawn in to kind of be what the woman basketball image is about. But you just have to be stronger than that.
And I think that that's a great topic to go into next because right after you leave the sports world of basketball, now you're transitioning into the training world, which is again male dominant.
hmm
And do you find yourself having to do the same thing all over again? Prove your worth, prove that you belong here, prove that you're good at what you do. You feel that you have to do that all over again now in the fitness world?
Definitely. So like even when I go into the gym now, well, obviously not now because of COVID, but when I was going into the gym, you know, I see girls in there trying to do like little cute stuff, trying to lift little heavy weights, stick out their butts and do all this. And I'm in there like, nah, I'm gonna pick up these 55-pound dumbbells and I'm gonna shoulder press this and I'm gonna show y'all like I have muscle, I have strength, I have this and that. I'm not in here to be cute. I'm in here to get better. But you definitely have to prove yourself. You have to establish yourself because if you go in the gym trying to be cute, I mean, obviously you got tights on, you got whatever, but trying to, act like you're just in there for the look, like people aren't going to respect you. It's not until you go in there and you like put that weight on the rack, you lift by yourself, you work hard, you don't pay attention to other people, or people like start to gain that respect and they're like, oh, you strong, or like, can you train me, or can you this and that? Like it's not just what's aesthetically pleasing. Like you're actually about this life. But it definitely applies. It's the same thing all around. Like, some people would rather get trained by men. Why? Because that's just that's what they want. I don't know why, honestly, because I'm like, you're a woman. Why do you know you have a
You want to
woman
get
that
trained by
played?
a guy.
Yeah,
Right.
like I'm here. I did this. I college basketball. Like you know, I'm not just a woman that was like, okay, let me just pick up weights one day and let me just build muscle. Like, no, I actually lived this life. So. But yeah, it's definitely a prove yourself industry.
Yeah, no, I think you're doing a hell of a job. And I think that, the more and more people get with you, the more and more people watch you, the more people see what you're doing, they're gonna realize like, yo, she's the real deal. That whole persona that she had from basketball has carried over to the fitness world. And I think you're gonna do great. I think you're gonna be one hell of a trainer, one hell of an influencer. I think you'll be doing super duper good with the business Heat Extreme and everything that you have. I know you have a lot of things that you're ready to do and get out and do, and just trying to figure out what do you want to bring to the table next. And I think you guys have a lot coming from you, coming from Shania, and it's gonna be dope. I'm excited to see. I'm watching this flower grow and watching this flower blossom, which leads me to the second or third question that I have for you. How did me and you meet?
This is funny. Okay. So I'm actually not a person that checks my DM. So I do occasionally, I do, So I was like, I saw this message. Do you want to be a sponsored athlete? And I'm like, you know what? Like I had just started my business not too long ago with fitness, just started selling programs, just started like really training people one on one. And I was like, why not? So I responded, we kind of linked that way. And it just so happened that the day after I responded to your DM, you were in Dallas doing a class. And I was
So I'm
like,
I'm a, I'm gonna interrupt real quick. So I'm like, okay. I'm when I went to your DM, I'm like, this is gonna be a shot in the dark. She's probably not checking this. She
yeah.
got, and these are all the things that are going through my head. She's not checking this. She's probably like, who's this guy? He's probably trying to slide in my DM, try on some other stuff. There's a whole bunch of different things just going through my head. I'm like, you know what? Like I tell everybody else, the only thing, if you never try, you never know. I'm like, only thing she can do is never see it, not read it. And if she does, she can tell me no or tell me yeah. And I'm like, forget it. I'm gonna see what she wants to do. I was going through your page. I'm like, I think she'll be great if she does. And when we finally got in touch with each other, I'm like, well, I'm in Dallas right now. He's like, oh, I'm in Dallas. I'm like, what? I'm like, well, I
I
got a
know.
class tomorrow. if
It was
if
so
you want to come
crazy.
down, we can talk. And but go ahead. I'll let you finish the story.
Yeah, so that happened. So obviously me and my boyfriend were in Dallas. That's where he's from for the off season. So, DP's like, I got a class. And I'm like, well, shoot, this is a perfect opportunity to actually meet. I'm a very in-person person because social media messages, anything can be taken the wrong way. So my
Right.
boyfriend and I went to DP's class, and what were you doing? You were doing your levels class, or were you just doing a class of music in
No,
there?
I was doing my heat class. I was doing my heat
Okay.
class.
So he was doing the heat class, and I was like, wow, like this is what I want to do. Like I want to do a class where it's a fun class. Like it's to music. People are really relaxed. It's not so structured. It's not like, okay, I'm in here like, oh, I gotta work out. It's like, okay, we in here, we dancing, we moving, we vibing, but we're working out. So, after that, my boyfriend and I, we all went downstairs to eat, talk about a few things. And it wasn't, then we kind of realized, okay, like this may be, a potential business opportunity. But then DP's like, okay, well, we're shooting our booty program. We had a model, but I think this will be a perfect opportunity for you. Let's go. So the next week, I think it was only like 3-4 days.
It's like a week. It
Yeah,
was quick. Like
it was
I'm like,
quick.
look, since I got you here, I'm gonna roll these dice again. Like, hey, I'm trying to make this booty program. I am not gonna do this booty program. They are not gonna get me to do this program. Like, it's just not happening. I'm like, I had somebody. I think that you would be a better fit.
Yeah,
Um, and here's a chance that you can show what you know, and I can show you what we do. And if everything works out, like we can get this thing going, move forward.
yeah,
And
and it's crazy because I didn't have expectation going into it, but I was like, okay, fitness model, like, okay, she's just going in to show the exercises, and then I started speaking. I was like, you know what, this is actually natural. Like, I felt comfortable, and I'm a very shy person when it comes to cameras in front of me. It was definitely from the first time to now, I'm definitely more comfortable, but it kind of
way better.
it kind of just
I look
happened.
at your
So,
videos. I'm like, okay, girl, I see you.
but it just
So
kind of
that's my dog.
happened.
That's my dog.
Yes. But it just kind of happened, and here we are now. I think everybody just meshed and we just worked together, and um, sometimes the unexpected ends up being the best things for you, and it was really unexpected. It was sudden. Like, met him one day, and then within that same week, I'm shooting for his company. So, just kind of building that relationship and that connection, and kind of me proving to y'all like I'm about this, and then y'all kind of looking
Yeah.
and being like, oh, she's not just BSing us. Like, she really is trying to do something with this. I think all the pieces just kind of fit together, and what, 5-6 months later, here we are. Uh,
I want to say this because I haven't really, every time we get on the phone is business, or when we get around each other is business. I am truly excited. I'm truly happy. I'm truly proud of the progress you've made. And I know I'm a person who very rarely, you know, praises people and things of that nature, but I do want to say that you're doing a hell of a job. Especially in the little bit of time that we've been working with each other. I'm extremely, like, every time I see your videos come up, or I get, I go over your videos before we load them. I'm just like, man, she's getting better and better and better. And we're just getting started. Like, we're not even
I
a year
know.
in, not even 6 months in, and like, we're just getting started. And it's like, man, she's about to have some stuff cooking. We got a clothing line we're about to come out with that, I think you're going to take that to the next level. Just a lot of stuff, and like I told you when we met, I've been doing the heat challenge by myself for a very long
Mhm.
time. And I needed a female that people could relate to. I needed a female that was somewhat similar to me. And like I said, for not even being in it a year, not even being in it half a year, the ground that you've covered, the success that we've had with you, the success that you've had yourself, the knowledge and education that you're just soaking all this stuff in. It's like next year, you guys are going to look at a total different beast. And the year after that, it's going to be, I mean, it's crazy just to watch the growth. So,
Thank
I'm
you.
extremely happy and proud of you. Uh, it's like, and it's funny because I don't think I'm that old, but I started talking to y'all. I'm like, shit, y'all babies. But I
Right?
don't feel like that, and I look like, man, it's like watching. and don't take this the wrong way, but it's like looking and watching your child grow. It's just like I'm
No, right.
happy. I look back and I'm like, that's like I found her. Like I reached out to her and look at her. Like I'm just
Yeah.
proud. So
Well,
thank you for thank you for that opportunity and answering that DM, because I'm like, man, this girl ain't about to answer this DM. This is a far fetched, And when you replied back, I hit up my business partner. I'm like, yo, man, she replied back. And she's in
Yeah.
Dallas. And I think she'd be like the perfect fit for the company. And
Yeah.
when we started showing you to everybody's like, DP, now that's the one. Like that's the one. That's who we wanted to see you with. And I just want to say thank you. It's the torch is being passed, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you got in store. Like you have a big impact to the company, and I think we're moving into this next chapter, this second phase. It's going to be some great things coming.
Thank you so
Great
much.
things coming. So.
I really appreciate you. Obviously, you know, it takes being behind a good leader and someone that walks the walk and doesn't just talk the talk to kind of, pass that on. So being behind you and seeing how you go about things and, what you have in stone and, how much respect you have, that obviously helps me a lot and keeps me pushing. So thank you for kind of going out on a limb, a leap of faith and reaching out to me. And I definitely appreciate it every day. It's such a blessing to, everything I wanted in a business, I kind of, it was presented to me. So I really appreciate you and the Heat family, and it's only the beginning. So y'all gonna see me a lot more. Y'all gonna hear from me a lot more, and hopefully, I'll have the same impact that DP has on the Heat team, the Heat family, one day. So thank you.
Yeah, they're gonna love you, man. It's already in the making. I'm starting to see more and more people tag you. I'm watching everything before my eyes, and it's like this was where the beginning stages of what I wanted to do with this business. It was never about me. It was never DPDP, but I knew I had to start it some way, some shape, somehow. And now it's bringing the right people along, making this business grow. And, my ultimate goal was to be able to compete with Beachbody and knock them off their platform. And we're in progress and making progress in doing that. And we have a great audience. We have a great group of people. We have a bunch of Michael Jordans, and I say this all the time. We got a bunch of Michael Jordans. Everybody has a role, and they play it, and they're the best at it. Like I don't want to step in Shania's lane. I don't want to step in Ron's lane. I don't want no parts of that. Like I've done that. That's why you guys are here. Like that's not my special. That's not my specialty. That's not my expertise. Like I want the right people in these positions so they can blossom, so they can bloom, so they can grow, so they can show, what they bring to the table. And I'm excited. So what do you have on your checklist for future goals or aspirations?
So, my future goal obviously revolves around fitness, but I want to continue to help people kind of change their lives and feel better about themselves. But I want to open my own gym. Obviously, my boyfriend, he is into football. And then, we're going to raise a, a fit family. All we're going to know is fitness. So kind of incorporating some type of football, strength training, and, something of that nature in the gym. That's my ultimate goal. And yeah, I think that's about it. And hopefully that can lead into a chain of gyms, but you gotta start
Absolutely.
small. You gotta start somewhere. So just, little boutique gym. Just me.
Listen,
Just me.
you guys are hearing her speak this into existence. And I want to say, mark my words, I used to have a gym and I know the ins and outs of a gym. At one point, I had the best gym in Atlanta. making top dollar. I was making some crazy money at that gym. And luckily, at that point in time, I didn't know there was a blessing in disguise, but the building that I had my gym in was sold. So I had to move. And then, not even a year later, COVID hit and people are losing their businesses left and right. And luckily, I didn't have to deal with any of that. But I still, is one of the things that I still want to do. And hearing you say that, it's like, okay, there's also more things that we have in common, and the business can always grow. And like you said, have chains of these gyms come into play. And I think if we continue doing the same thing, if we continue making progress, if we continue just making the right moves and not play checkers, play chess, everything that we have outlined is going to come into play. Yeah. And it'll be easy at that point. And, there'll be people in, like I said, in the right positions to make it the best thing smoking. But I think we have an idea of who Shania Ray is, and there's more to you than just a cute shape, pretty eyes, and a nice little ponytail. It's more to you than that. And I think our followers, our viewers now may have a better understanding of who you are, what you're made of. And I think this was a good podcast. We'll do some more and get into some more background and some more things about you. But I think this was a great way to introduce you to FitPlug and our followers who haven't or don't know who Miss Shania Ray is. And she's the lady of the Heat Challenge, the lady of Heat Extreme. So
hey y'all,
definitely excited to have you on board. And you got anything else?
No, that's about it. Thank you so much.
There you go. So guys, I appreciate it. Every Tuesday or Thursday, I think we release these podcasts so you guys can listen to it. Make sure you guys follow us. You guys can follow Shania at Shania at Shania Ray on Instagram. I don't even know why I said Shania. Shania on Instagram at Shania Ray. You can find me at I Am the Real DP. The company Heat Extreme can be found at Heat Extreme. That's HEATXTREME. Our supplement line, where we have additional supplements, our pre-workout, which is pretty dope, is Heat Performance. And then you guys already know what time it is with the Heat Challenge. The #1 online transformation program in the nation can be found at Heat Challenge. And I think we're about to celebrate 100,000 followers on that program. I mean, on that site in a minute. So we're making some ground, man. Transformation, over 1 million transformations, and about to hit 100,000 followers on Instagram. 2020, although it's been a crazy year, it's been a very successful year for the company and for anybody working with the company, whether it be, employees or challengers. It's been a great running, and we still got some groundwork to do. But other than that, we appreciate you guys for checking in. Your boy DP.
And Shania.
And we out of here. Peace out.
Peace.